Welcome back to Hobby Jogger Elite, and welcome to yet another week of marathon training in the cold, frozen tundra. I don't know how many weeks in a row I've said this now. Probably feels like you're watching the same video over and over again if you've been keeping up with the channel as of late. But yeah, it is hard. It is hard to stay motivated to get out the door. I don't think it's hard to stay motivated right now to run, because I'm currently just in a phase where I feel like I didn't have quite the string of training and racing that I wanted, in the whole second half of 2024. So I've entered 2025 after PBing barely in the marathon in November last year with a time of 2:52, getting a sneaky PB in the half marathon in September of last year in an hour and 20 minutes, and then starting this year with a massive personal best in the 5K of 17:33. Like, I am hungry to keep getting after it, but I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if you can see that all that clearly. -12. Feels like -12 here, and the actual temperature is 0. Yeah, there's a cold weather advisory. It's one of those weirdly worded weather advisories that's like, check on old people. If the weather advisory literally says check on elderly people, you know you're in trouble. So, supposed to be doing speed work. It's Wednesday morning. Supposed to be doing 6x1K, 4x400. It's not the temperature that scares me. It's more so the state of the roads. It snowed like crazy on Sunday, and the roads here still are not completely clear. Like, there are still like delays and cancellations at local like schools and stuff, and we're halfway through the week. I know the simple fix would be just investing in an expensive treadmill, which feels more and more reasonable as time goes on. If I'm gonna be a crazy person about training through winter and just running all the time, I may as well give myself some peace of mind and just have that option to just hop on the treadmill for these types of workouts. The problem is, like I've said many times, when I invested in my first treadmill, I was still a little bit of a frugal guy. So I got not the cheapest treadmill on Amazon, but pretty much the cheapest treadmill with the most reviews. So I knew I was at least going to get a functioning product, and it works. The problem is it maxes out at like 6.5 minute pace. And it takes a little bit to get warmed up even to that. So all that to say, I am at a point in my running where like the hardest thing I can do on the treadmill I currently have is like approaching a marathon effort type of workout. And even then, it's still not quite what I want to be doing. So we're going to go ahead and give it a try, see if the roads are clear at all, see if we can find at least a kilometer of clear roadway so I can safely run these, get through this workout, and hopefully we'll be faster because of it. As you can see, things are going extremely well already. I've got road super shoes in about 3 or 4 inches of snow right now, so won't be happening on this particular stretch, but we'll see if the others are clear enough. My biggest fear is not if I will find a clear stretch or not. I think I will. Rather, my biggest fear is if I will have to go to the bathroom at any point during this run, because if I have to go to the bathroom, the nearest bathroom is obviously my house. And if I have to walk back into that front door, into the warmth, there's no chance that I'll be coming back out. So let's hope that the stomach is under control today, unlike on Sunday. And I don't know, I've got 2 pretty thick layers up top. I've got a pair of thermal tights on under these session pants from Tracksmith. I'm wearing 2 pairs of socks and the thickest gloves imaginable. So despite it being -12 right now, I think I will get through this. All right, about a mile and a half into the warm-up. Plan on doing about 3 miles of warm-up, and I don't think I'll be coming to a complete stop like I usually do for my post warm-up sort of game plan discussion. So yeah, it took about, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes for my mustache to freeze to my face. So yeah, plan 3 miles of warm-up, 6 by a K, in a sort of prescribed pace range. Supposed to be like a mid 5:30s, I think, like 5:33 to 5:35 per mile. So in sort of the 3:30 per K range. And yeah, considering the fact that things are already freezing to my face, and the legs feel a little cold, I'm gonna give myself a little bit of grace. So just shoot for low 5:40s or faster. Make sure that sort of 5K-ish effort is there. Will be good. And then 4x400, again, looking for, I would say, like 77 seconds to 80 seconds flat on those reps. I've also reached a point where I don't really care if people see me talking to this camera mid-run, because I've only seen one other person outside this morning, and they were getting into their warm car. So yeah, I think I'm already the crazy guy in this town who's running in -12 weather. So yeah, let's check in a little bit. All right, first rep done. This might be closer to like giving myself an extra 10 seconds per mile. So much ice out here. Cars are driving in the middle of the road because the side of the roads are just covered with ice. So I'm not sure how fast of a workout this is gonna be with all this traffic to worry about. Yeah, not feeling all that lovely, but we'll see if we can at least maintain the effort or get a little quicker. But yeah, I can't get any momentum with the ice, with school buses driving right at me, not giving me any room. All of the sidewalks completely covered in snow, so can't run on the sidewalk. So let's get going for number 2 here. All right, 3 of the K reps done. It's not feeling any better. My face is just freezing more, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep pushing through and see what we can do for these last 3 before the 400s. Man, yeah, once it gets this cold, it is not fun anymore. It is Saturday. That means, at least for this week, it is long run day. Typically, these past several weeks been doing long runs on Sundays, but let me know if you feel the same way. I feel like sometimes when I do my long run on a Saturday, it just sets me up better for the weekend, I would say, mentally. It feels like not like a burden, like getting a burden out of the way early is the way to go, but it just feels like, I don't know, if I'm able to do my long run as sort of like my first thing I'm tackling for the whole weekend, it typically feels better than sort of like having to anticipate it a little bit on Saturday. If I'm like spending time with like friends or family, I'm like, all right, tomorrow morning, you know, I got to make sure today I'm carb loading. I don't want to have to do that on Saturday. I'm fine doing that on a Friday. So all that just to say I'm running here my long run workout on Saturday. So hopefully this isn't a repeat of last week's long run workout, which had to come to a not anticipated, much earlier than expected, just temporary stop because a bit of a code brown emergency on Isle Connor. And hopefully that's not the result this week. So doing another long run workout. Goal is to get to 20 or 19 miles, depending on which route I take, because it is absolutely freezing still, because that's just how every video needs to go here. It's currently 8 degrees out. Hopefully as the sun rises a little bit here, it starts to warm up. Haven't seen what the roads are like since the most fresh coat of snow touched down a couple days ago at this point. So hopefully things are clear enough where I usually do my long run workouts around here to actually roll on through. Otherwise, we'll have to adapt a little bit and might have to cut a mile or two to do it somewhere else. But plan is 4 by 2 miles with a half-mile recovery. So we'll see how we're feeling out there. Goal is to do the 2-mile reps at like marathon effort. I still haven't given a ton of thought into what like a goal pace is. So really all of these marathon reps are going to be at like quote unquote marathon effort. Stomach feels better today than it did last week, so hopefully that's a good thing. But haven't dealt with stomach issues like this for a while, hopefully. Already at, I think it's a little over 50 miles for the week, but I feel surprisingly like fresh-ish for this long run, so hopefully that means good things. Could mean absolutely terrible things. Let's see what happens. Currently on mile 4 of the warm-up, and yeah, definitely a little busier out here than I would expect on an 8-degree morning, but as always, it has been an eventful beginning to one of these road long runs. Had to save somebody's dog off the road who was freezing cold and was just asking to get run over by a car, and then the guy had the nerve to ask me if he could help me with anything as I was in the process of keeping his dog from getting absolutely smashed. So yeah, not the greatest way to start off, but we are just bopping along in the freezing cold, and yeah, the sun actually feels fantastic, so as long as the cloud cover doesn't cover it up, I think I should be okay. Decent amount of snow and icy patches on the road here and there, but I think we have enough runway to get this done. So yeah, let's keep cruising here. I've had one gel. My handheld is officially frozen though, so I don't think I'll be getting too many fluids. And yeah, we'll start ripping here soon. All right, 2 reps down, 2 to go. I definitely have to pee right now, which I can't stop thinking about, but outside of that, 3 gels in the tank. Things are feeling okay. Paces are feeling fine. There's a solid like half-mile, 800-meter stretch on one part of this loop that is not cleared off. So kind of ice skating for that stretch and definitely having to slow down for that. So definitely feels like the rep as a whole is pretty imbalanced in some sections, but you know, can't complain too much so far. So got another around 200 meters of recovery to go, and then we are on to Rutland. All right, only a little bit to go. my 4th rep right now. Well, 15.5 miles in, the working section officially done. Did all 4 2-mile reps. Feels good to get a complete workout in here. Was in the sort of same range pace-wise the whole way. Felt really good there. Was glad to get that last rep on a full stretch of no ice and slush. It was just, it's a little messy out here, but it's doable. So 15.5 miles, probably around 3.5, 4. Cool down here, so should be in that 19-mile range to close this one out. But man, after a small stretch of workouts here post 5K PB, that just I felt a little stiff, a little rigid, tough to get going, a little rusty. This was the first one, and honestly my easy run yesterday as well, where things started to feel a little bit more normal. So I underestimated how much just racing an all-out 5K, continuing full training would catch up to me. But I think we're looking pretty good now. So yeah, gonna get this cool down in. Got some good fueling in today. It's freezing out, but feels good. Feels good to grind a little bit out here on the road.